Let's eliminate the distractions. You've attempted the affirmations, you have imagined your ideal life, you've said, "I am abundant," as you look at your bank balance with growing anxiety. And at some point during the journey, you began to question, what if I'm making mistakes in everything I do? Not due to a deficit of belief, but because you're weary of feigning, exhausted from forcing a smile while feeling shattered inside, exhausted from acting high vibration as your soul murmurs, "I'm not sure I recognize myself anymore." Here's the reality that no one is willing to acknowledge. The universe doesn't react to your constructed persona. It replies to your sincere one. And that alters everything. We exist in an era of spiritual commercialization, where manifestation has turned into a tool for boosting productivity, where tranquility is marketed as a 10-step guide, and vulnerability is frequently perceived as a low-vibe defect to correct, not a sacred gateway. I've spent time with countless individuals, in coaching sessions, intimate talks, late-night texts, who adhered to every guideline of conscious creation, yet felt more vacant than before. Why? Because they learned to alter their inner state, not connect with it. They would get up and impose gratitude as they mourned a loss. They'd shout, "I am deserving," while experiencing profound unworthiness. They would stifle fear, uncertainty, and anger, considering them as hindering the flow. Yet here is what neuroscience and depth psychology subtly validate. You cannot create from a position of self-denial. By denying aspects of yourself to seem aligned, you produce inner fragmentation. Fragmented consciousness doesn't draw coherence. Instead, it lures in greater dissonance, masquerading as opportunity. This isn't about quantum physics being incorrect. It's about incorrectly applying a deep truth. Awareness influences perception, but solely when that awareness is unified, not altered. So what if the real fourth dimension, the field of infinite potential, isn't accessed through forced positivity, but through radical presence? Not the kind of presence that says, "I feel amazing," but the kind that says, "I feel shattered, and I'm still here." I remember a woman, let's call her Gisela, who lost her business, her relationship, and her sense of identity in the same year. She didn't meditate for 2 hours a day. She didn't write vision boards. She sat on her kitchen floor one night and whispered, "I don't believe in any of this anymore, but I'm not giving up." That wasn't faith. It was fidelity to her own truth. 6 months later, opportunities began appearing, not because she attracted them with perfect thoughts, but because she stopped resisting her reality long enough to see what was already there. This aligns with an ancient but overlooked Hermetic principle: as within, so without. But within doesn't mean your idealized fantasy. It means your actual, messy, contradictory inner landscape. And modern psychology echoes this. Carl Jung called it shadow integration. Dr. Gabor Maté calls it compassionate self-inquiry. What they all point to is the same truth: wholeness precedes transformation. You don't rise by denying your depths. You rise by diving into them and discovering they were never empty. Here's a perspective shift most creators won't tell you. The quantum field, or the all or source or whatever name resonates, doesn't care how positive you are. It cares how congruent you are. Congruence means your inner world and outer expression are in alignment, even if that inner world includes grief, confusion, or rage. Think of it like this. A mirror doesn't reflect what you wish you looked like. It reflects what's actually standing in front of it. If you stand before it with clenched jaw and forced smile, it shows tension, not joy. If you stand with tears in your eyes but shoulders open, it shows sorrow and strength. The universe works the same way. It's not punishing you for feeling low. It's simply reflecting the truth you're living, whether you admit it or not. And that's not cold. It's deeply respectful. Because real co-creation requires honesty, not performance. This is where Neville Goddard's teaching is often misunderstood. He didn't say, pretend you're rich until the universe believes you. He said, live from the feeling of the wish fulfilled. But feeling here isn't emotion alone. It's embodied assumption. It's not faking joy. It's choosing a new identity, even while the old pain is still present. Example. You don't deny your financial stress, but you ask, if I were someone who trusts life, how would I handle this moment? That's not denial. That's conscious authorship. So how do you move from performance to presence? Here are 3 actionable practices grounded in both contemplative tradition and behavioral science. 1. Replace affirmations with inquiries. Instead of saying, I am abundant, ask, where is abundance already showing up, even in small ways? This shifts you from forcing belief to cultivating awareness, and awareness is the seed of real change. 2. Create a truth journal, not a gratitude journal. Each night, write 1 emotion you felt today without judgment, 1 moment you were honest with yourself, 1 way you honored your limits. This builds self-trust, not through positivity, but through fidelity to your experience. 3. Practice sacred pause before reacting. When triggered, don't ask, how do I fix this feeling? Ask, what is this feeling trying to protect me from? Fear often guards unmet needs. Anger guards boundaries. Listen, and you'll find wisdom, not weakness. These aren't mystical tricks. They're ways to stop outsourcing your inner authority to external formulas. Now, let's go further. What if the reason you're here on this planet, in this body, with these wounds, isn't to fix yourself, but to embody wholeness in a fractured world? The mystics have always known this. Rumi wrote, "The wound is the place where the light enters you, not where you block it, where it enters." And modern physics hints at something profound. In quantum field theory, particles emerge from fluctuations in the vacuum, from apparent emptiness. Your emptiness, your doubt, your not knowing, that's not a void to fill. It's the fertile ground where new realities are born. The universe doesn't need you to be flawless. It needs you to be available, to feel deeply, question bravely, and stay open even when answers don't come. Because in your raw, unfiltered humanity, the infinite gets to experience what it means to love through limitation. And that, more than any perfect manifestation, is the miracle. So today, I'm not asking you to visualize a better life. I'm inviting you to inhabit this one fully. Feel what you feel. Question what you've been told. Trust that your honesty is already a form of alignment. You don't need to earn the universe's attention. You already have it, simply by being real. If this resonated, I'd be honored if you shared one sentence below. One truth I've been avoiding is not for likes, not for performance, but as an act of courage to yourself. Because the world doesn't need more perfect personas. It needs more people who are willing to be human. And that starts with you. Thank you for being here, not as an ideal, but as you are.